Giulio Caravatta joins us, BC Lions radio color guy, an absolute gem of a human being. How are you, Jules?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I've noticed around your football program, they get a little testy when we talk about their quarterback situation over the last week. Is it as testy as it appears?
I don't think so. I think the way it's been handled up to this point, Roddy, has been absolutely ideal, and I think it speaks to both the gentlemen involved, right? Like Nathan and Vernon have handled this as well as you can handle it. I think on a lot of teams, and I've seen it before, obviously with KC Printers and Dave Dickinson, how this thing can really divide a team. I just don't think that's the case. I think Vernon's been an absolute true professional to every sense of the word. The way he conducts himself, the way that it's all about team first. And I think Nathan is in the same boat. I think they're lucky to have the situation that they have, that, a marquee position as it is, to have two character guys that put their team first and not their own agenda. They're fortunate. So, I don't see it being a problem. I don't see, the problems that they had as a team and the way that they lost the game. It was a team effort. It was the quarterback, it was defense, it was special teams. It was all three phases, right? So, they've got to get this thing turned around. They're starting to get down to the nitty gritty here, last 4 games of the year, and this is going to be a tight race going down the wire.
Well, I got to ask you this: for whatever reason they did pull Nathan Rourke, and Coach Campbell said it was because they needed a spark. You played the position. Mm-hmm. I did not, but I can see he's not the same guy as 2022, Giulio.
No.
I mean, what is your read on the way he's played?
That's fair. And I just think that the more I think about kind of his journey to this point, it's you can put yourself in his position. Like, how would you be feeling? Like, the whirlwind around him getting cut. New York, then Atlanta, and then how quickly it happened coming here and getting thrown in the way that he did because of the injury to Vernon. Like, it's just, we're talking about a guy who's probably his head still spinning over how everything's going and learning an offense and getting thrown into the middle of a locker room midway through a year. All those things, they have an effect, right? Like, they're human, right? They put pressure on themselves. And the other part of this whole thing, Roddy, is that this is a good league, right? This is the second best football league in the world. And there's a lot of really good players here. And I think it speaks to the quality of the teams, the quality of the defenses that every week teams are going up against. There's some really good, and Toronto was a great indication of that. Like, whether it's Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Saskatchewan, all the teams, if their defenses show up, they're tough, and it's not easy. And so the game has changed a little bit since Nathan was here last, and he'll tell you that defensively things are different. So, it's going to be interesting to see how, the week off, I think, will probably settle him a little bit. You got to think about his own personal life and getting himself settled back in his house and all those kinds of things. I'm sure are factors in all of this. So we'll see how the rest of the season turns out.
I get it. I totally get it. And I look at things from your and my age, not his age. What is he, 26?
Yeah.
Right? So I get everything of what you're saying. Rourke's supporters and friends of the family feel that he played too soon. He should have taken some time off. But I also think he would do I don't think he would change a thing of what he's done. But I want to ask you this.
Agreed.
What kind of guy is he? He's come on this show twice. So for that, I love him. I think he's great. He's everything you want him to be as the face of the league. Yet, he said what he said about Chad Kelly in the offseason. He blew off Farhan at halftime in that interview. Which guy is he? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't personally know him. I want to cheer for him, but he's done some things that are a little out there.
Well, I will say this, that the thing that I've learned being around him is that he is a guy that is all about the team. He does not about himself. And I think that example about with Farhan was rattling off his personal statistics, and all he really cares about is winning. And I think that, he just is as a guy that he wants his team to be put first. And I think he understands, being the quarterback, that he has a role, right? He is the face, whether he likes it or not. But I think when it comes to like the questions that it's more about him. He wants to talk about his offensive line, his team, his running back, his receivers. That's just the way he is. He wants to put himself second and put everyone else ahead of him. So I admire him. I think that the way that he approaches the game, how he prepares, how he gets ready to play. I think that's one of the big things that I love watching, all the behind the scenes stuff, Roddy, like how he gets himself ready, and he takes his job very, very seriously. And it's a big deal. He's very competitive. He wants to win. He puts a lot of pressure on himself. I think sometimes too much. But as far as the person, he's an outstanding individual, high class, high professional. And then when you speak to him outside of football, he's been very, very friendly to me.
That's why I asked you, because we live in this world, you and I. We've seen a lot of guys come and go, and I want to cheer for him. And let's be honest, I made missteps at that age too. You know, but people don't want to give you a second chance. And the thing is about being the face, you're also being paid to be the face. So if you don't like being on the front of that burner, step aside, because somebody else will. Does he realize that?
I get it. I think he gets it. And it's something that I think Nathan is going to grow into. I think I find him now, like when I have to speak to him, like we do a pre-game interview every week, and I find that he is loosening up a little bit, and again, that for some of us, and we, like you say, we've seen it over the years. Some people are very comfortable when you speak to them. They understand it. They're for him, it's just, it's something that he's going to have to get more and more used to, and so. That just comes with age. It comes with experience. It comes with maturity, all those things. So I just think one of the biggest things, though, is that he is highly, highly competitive, and he wants to win, and he wants to win badly. And being around certain people that have that competitive drive, right? When they get in those moments, all they see is winning, and what is it going to take to win, and they don't want to talk about all the other crap that goes along with a football game. They want to win, and that's what drives him, and that's what makes him great.
The bye. Last question. The bye is at a good time, I would assume.
Yes. Rod, let's put this into perspective. Prior to this game against Toronto, this team had been on the road basically for 2 months. They'd played one home game, like at BC Place. It was at the beginning of August against Winnipeg, and then they were on the road in some big road trips. We're talking Ottawa, then they had to come back, and then their longest road trip was actually to Victoria, where they spent 4 days over there. So, and then to make the long trip back to Montreal, I think that this bye week came at a very, very good time. Probably not a very good taste in your mouth given the way that they played against Toronto, but it came at a very, very good time. And they're going to reap the benefits of another bye week at the end of the year. But a lot of work has to go in between now and then, because these next 4 games, and I got a funny feeling that one in Saskatchewan is going to be awfully big when it comes down to it. So going to be great for us, be entertaining for us, going to be a lot of different scenarios at stake, but there's going to be a lot at stake for this team especially.
Very, very, very fun time of year. Giulio, thanks for finding time for us, my man. Enjoy the games.
Anytime, buddy.
We can do it again soon. All right.
Anytime, my friend.
The great Giulio Caravatta. You too, man. The great Giulio Caravatta, BC Lions broadcaster and former player, Grey Cup champion.